Hello. So we're in the River Dee and we've just launched from over there. You can see the other boats over there, and it's a fairly brisk, chilly Sunday April morning, and we are going to go up the river. I'm currently going the wrong way. We actually want to go that way down there, and we are with the Dinghy Cruisers. I've got my flag which we'll put in. There we go. And we're just currently waiting for everyone else to get the boats in. I've just got Piglet 2 out the way. I'm just getting to grips with the motor. So we've got the new battery extension. So the battery's here, which is brilliant. And then we're mainly with canoeists today. Although I've just spotted a mirror dinghy over there. Awesome. Right, once we get going, I'll be back at you. We're just hanging around, just waiting for everyone to get in. It's a beautiful morning, really sunny, a little bit fresh. There's a strong current here, so I'm just reversing the boat just to try and keep it in one spot. But you can see there's a pretty decent current there. I think it might be a lot of wind as well. So we're just giving ourselves a little reverse blast. Ideally I should turn around and face into the current, but it's quite tight here and I don't want to run aground on anything just yet. So I think the river gets a little bit wider as we go down. But I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really excited. I think everyone's in. Everyone's almost in. This is giving me some powerboat level 2 training just to keep us in one spot. So I've turned the boat facing into the current and I've got literally, let's have a little look. We've got 7 watts, which is like 0.7% power, and we're literally standing still in the water. Brilliant. Just waiting for everyone to get in. There's a couple of canoes down there under the bridge, and I think this is the last boat coming in. So there's 6 of us I think. Yeah, not bad for my first little outing with the Dinghy Cruisers. Just passed under the bridge at Farndon. So this is Farndon. I didn't think that the bank was that bit steep, but we got all the boats in and we're doing fine now. Just got to do my best to try and keep out the way of everyone. But here's the crowd for today. Mostly canoes. There's a mirror. And he's getting his sail up. Look at this. I'm having a little row, although can't really row with one hand, but there we go. It's quite difficult to control the boat actually. There is a good old current and a lot of wind. We are splitting up a little bit now. The mirror is struggling with its sail. That's Hilda. They're rowing. Although I think he's got an electric, he must have an electric motor on it because he's zooming up here now. And then these 2 canoes, and there's some people further on. But it's an absolutely wonderful, beautiful day. I'm just going to stop us going into the side here. Bear with me. Oh yeah, he's got his little motor on now. Look at that. We're just motoring on ahead. I've just been asked by the leader of the team just to check, because I'm only one of 2 boats with a motor. So we're just gonna, I've been rowing and I seem to have lost a hell of a lot of ground. I don't know how that happens, but probably because I was zigzagging all over the river. But we're just gonna motor up and check everyone's okay and doing okay. There's actually loads of little houses. You can see one there. Little wooden houses all along the bank. Oh look, there's some cows. There's some cows in the having a drink. Hi guys. We'll give them a nice wide berth. Just slow down for them. See you later, fellas. Or ladies, should I say. Right, there's a bit of a thin... Oh, here's another... Look, these little huts. There's another kind of hut there. Oh, it's a little river, look, little inlet there. That's interesting. And then there's another hut up here. It'd be amazing to spend the night up here. Just being aware of these little... There's a lot of trees still from the storms we've had. Still in, you know, potential threats. Gosh, we're hardly... Look at these currents down here. Wow, it's almost like a weir. Look at this. So that would indicate there might be something underneath there. Interesting. Don't want to catch the propeller on anything. Look at that. Some more little, like, almost like holiday huts. Gosh, we're well ahead of the two canoeists back there. Still a hell of a current going down this way. I don't know where the others have gone. There's a, I don't know if you can see that, an aircraft up there doing acrobatics right above our head. Making a fair racket. Right, there's a bit of a sketchy area here, just got to keep my mind on. If you're not careful, you can really drift in this boat. Weirdly, I'm used to having a dagger board in the mirror, so and when you're on the lake you don't really have to worry so much about hitting the side, you know, you're generally out in the middle of the water. But here can be tricky, and look, as you can see, look at the wind on there and the little currents underneath. Sometimes you see the little eddies from hidden hazards. We were told there's like a lot of trees potentially still underwater from the storms we had in the winter. They were quite bad. Tree broken from the storms. In fact, you can see there's a lot of trees that are just kind of in the river here. Some I think are just like that, and you can see that others are clearly, you know, they've been damaged by the, or have just fallen over basically. You can see, especially on these banks, this one here, you know, you could imagine that just falling into the river. Well, it's a fine Sunday afternoon. It's a tiny bit chilly, but I'll take this for April. About 10 degrees I think today, which for me is great. It's been like freezing for months, so this is beautiful. Listen to that silence. It's deathly silent here. Listen. Nice little beach there. It's actually a sandy beach. God, this is amazing. This is beautiful, really. I think one of the big things I find about just boating, whether I'm motoring or sailing, is you get to visit some of these wonderful, just quiet places that, you know, I've never been here. I didn't even know this existed, really, other than knowing there's a river here. But it's wonderful. It's just absolutely wonderful. It'd be amazing to have a little house here. Look at that. Your own little jetty there. Right, we've got boat speedo. We've got boat speed out. At the moment we are drifting and we're doing about 1 mile an hour there. So let's see what kind of speed we can get. Oh, there's the other canoes, look. I thought I could hear someone. Let's see what sort of speed we can get briefly here. This is just full power. Let's see. In theory this should go faster than the mirror. It's a bit tricky here. I've just stopped the engine a little bit here, but that was 6 miles an hour, 6.1 I think. So when we get a straighter piece of river we'll do another speed test, but gosh, that'll power this quite well, won't it? Seems to just be me and one other person. Oops, I've just miscalculated this bend a little bit. And we are meandering down the river. And we're miles away from where we need to be, I guess. But having a lot of fun and having a nice chat. It's brilliant. Just having dinner on the run because we're a bit behind schedule, so me and the little canoe behind, we are having our dinner on the bounce. Emmental cheese, ham and cheese and chicken and mayo for me, with an apple. Having a little bit of meat today. Not had any meat for a while, so it's a little treat. It's so quiet here that I'm actually speaking quietly because I don't want to disturb anything like the wildlife or anything. It almost feels rude going a little bit too quick in the boat. It's warming up as well now. Beautiful. Come to a bit of a crook in the river. So on the bends, I'm told, because the water runs a little bit faster on the bends, on the outside of the bend, you need to keep to the outside just to maintain your depth for the propeller. Ah, there's the guys up front. Stopped for us. Well, at least one of them, I think. We've all bunched up, we've all caught up with each other. There's the mirror at the back. Just one boat that sort of shot off. But here we are, back as a flotilla, and all the paddle boarders we saw on the bank are also catching us up. It's amazing how fast you can go on a paddle board, or a canoe actually. Excuse me, just had my lunch and I've got the hiccups. Might just be able to pick out an owl box up there.
It looks like an owl box.
It does look like, I think it is an owl box, yeah.
That's how. So I know that owl boxes are very. You try and put them as high as you can.
Oh, still peaceful, still lovely, isn't it here? The mirror's getting a tow. There's no wind at the moment, so that's probably why. We're just making waves, so I'm just saying goodbye to everyone. Unfortunately, I'm on a little bit of a time clock today, and we were going at such a slow pace that I've had to push on. Unfortunately, I have a lift to get me out of Sandy Lane here near Chester, and I've got to be there in about an hour, and we're still about 4.5 miles away. So we're going to give these batteries a run for their money, and we're going to motor on up a bit. So it's going to be a cruise of two halves. We've had our nice leisurely chat and cruise and row, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I wish I could do that the whole way and spend the whole day doing this. But the second half of the cruise, we're going to motor a bit, and we're going to try and see some of the sights, but get back in time. It's like a kind of weird swampland here, almost like mangroves. The river is widening as well a bit here. Just going to check. We are motoring at about 500. Yeah, 500 watts, half hour. We look, I think that's a 2 hours 47 minutes range, and we're doing about 5 miles an hour. So plenty of power. I've got the spare battery anyway, and I think we'll get there in time. Oh, there's a stalk up there. Oh yeah, the river's really changed character. Look at this. Big, wide, sweeping bends, and yeah, just the scenery looks very different. Everything's waking up. It's spring here in the summer, in the UK. Not summer yet. And we're just starting to see leaves coming back on the trees. Some are lagging a little bit, but you know, we're hoping after the little cold snap we've just had that we will that the weather will start warming up a little bit now. It needs to, because it's been really cold. And I want to sail. I've not been able to sail because of the, I mean, it was snowing last time I was down at the lake, so I'm really looking forward to getting a really good sail in soon, this week hopefully. Don't know if you can see over there, there's like a castle looking building, or church, maybe church spire. Don't know what that is. We'll have to check out what that is when we get home. So the Seahopper doesn't really suit this electric outboard as well as the Mirror. I think this electric outboard is a little bit big and heavy for the Seahopper. The I hate to say it, but the two-stroke engine that came with the boat, that really suits this boat much better. But obviously, if you look at my other video with the Seahopper going when we went down the River Weaver, you know, it's noisy and smelly, that engine, although it is a bit of fun, you know, it is fun. It doesn't feel like we're motoring and cutting through the water like the Mirror, but you'd expect that. The Mirror dinghy is a, you know, is a proper sea-going dinghy, whereas this is a folding boat. So, you know, having said that, it's such a versatile boat. Everyone's been really interested in it, and you know, the fact that you can fold it up in 10 minutes and stick it on the roof of your car and you're gone is brilliant. You know, you're sort of in between where you can take a dinghy and where you can take a canoe. And I've learned a lot today as well about getting the boat in and out. I couldn't take any videos of that because obviously I was helping others and people were helping me. So we're coming up on the Iron Bridge. The river's wonderfully placid now, almost glass-like. And this Iron Bridge marks, I think that is 6 miles into roughly 9-ish miles, 10-ish miles. That's a whole journey. There's a big long straight behind me and we can't see the group now. We've motored well ahead. Oh, there's a car going across that bridge. I didn't know that cars went across it. There is actually a little pontoon or jetty we could moor up to here, I think. Although I think it is private, actually. I thought it was like a little museum here, but I think actually it's, if you look at these buildings, little Victorian buildings on the left, I think these are actually privately rented. They're like holiday lets or holiday homes. Here we are just passing these little, oh, it's a lovely, beautiful Victorian building, original. And here is the Iron Bridge that we're just about to pass through. 1824 this was built. Oh, there's something just really cool about sailing under a bridge. And there she goes. So I think this is the Crook of Dee. As you can see, there's a very sharp bend here. Have a look. Oh yeah, and there's a little beach there. Yeah, that's the beach there. There's some other guys on there. Lovely boat, actually. Lovely little boat called Puffin. So we're motoring on. We're making good speed now. So yeah, in many ways I quite enjoy having a little bit of a motor. I didn't do my powerboat level 2 course for nothing. You know, like I say, I think my heart's in sailing, but I do like the idea of getting on plane at 30 knots and having a little play on a rib now and again. You know, it's all fun. Anything that's on the water is is fair game as far as I'm concerned, and you shouldn't be snooty about that either. So when we get past this little crook in the river, we have a fairly straight sail back, really, or motor should I say. Oh, here's some rowers. Training. Ah, look at that. Not often you see that on the river there. Hi. So I thought it'd be a bit of fun just to see what this engine can do on the Seahopper actually. So we're going just over 50% power, 500 watts, and we are doing 5.5 miles an hour. Now that's with the bit of tide and the wind, so we're not trying to see how fast the boat will go. What I'm trying to see is if increasing the speed will actually, the boat's hull will take it and it will translate into straight line speed. So we're going to up it a little bit. There we go. And already I saw it peak to 6. Well, there's 5.7. And we're going to up it a little bit more. 5.9. A little bit of traffic ahead of us actually, just got to be careful of that. Up it a little bit more, and now we're at 6. Hi there. And now we're literally just a tickle, we're at full power there anyway. So yeah, actually, so it will take full power this, and it will translate into a few extra knots. But we need to trim it back a little bit because for the sake of 0.5, half a mile an hour, you know, we're probably losing at least half of our range. But it's interesting to know. Some more beautiful Victorian buildings here. It's a really beautiful river actually. Look at this here. I have no 4G or 5G, so I can't look up on the map at the moment what this place is. But we'll look at it and I'll put a little title on the screen. It's getting a little bit busier. You can see there's quite a few paddle boarders back there. That guy there actually had a Seahopper once, so that was an interesting chat. Had a little chat with him. It's the thing about boating, everyone's quite friendly, you know. Let me come back in the light a little bit there. Everyone's really friendly, and you're never far away from some help and advice. It's lovely. We're not far from where we need to pull out. Just going to check the time. Yeah, and we're on schedule, so we're nearly there now. I don't know if you can see, I'm just trying to sit forward in the boat. Just makes a change, and it can sit straight on. Sometimes sitting side on and having to crook your neck to the side and whatnot all the while is a bit tiring. It's quite nice actually. You can stretch your legs out as well. This is the A55 that we're going to go under. It's one of the main, I think it's the big main ring road in goes all the way around Chester. We're about to go there, and there's a flotilla of canoes just up ahead as well. We'll give those a wide berth. There we are, about to come under the bridge, and there's a whole load of canoes over there. Right. So we just come under the bridge. Those canoers were all fascinated with me. This road here, actually, the A55 there, actually I drive that way to Barlow. And when I look down over the side, as I do whenever we cross the river, I'm always interested, I always see this waterworks, so I kind of know where I am now. We're making really good headway, we really are. This epropulsion engine is such a good engine. Every time I use it, I'm impressed by it, and I'm finding a growing number of people who excuse me, who are also buying them and really loving them, and they're brilliant. As long as you've got a couple of batteries, then you're fine, really. Oh, we've got a bit of chop, little bit of chop here, look. Like we're beating into the wind. There's a little gust of wind. Oh, look at that. I love it. I love it when the boat starts to bounce up and down on the waves, or slam, I think they call that. I really do love that. I imagine if you're sailing across the Atlantic, then you don't want too much of that. But when you're in a dinghy having fun, it's great fun. We're on the home stretch. I think we're about a mile away from Sandy Lane now. We're going to go a little kink to the left, I don't know if you can see, and then we're going to bear right, and I think Sandy Lane will be on the right hand side there, and that's where we're going to be pulling out. It's been a really lovely day so far. Really lovely day. I really enjoyed it, actually. It's a shame I couldn't stay a bit longer with the other guys, because I was really enjoying the conversations I was having with them. So, and actually whenever I'm with other boaters, they invariably know a hell of a lot more than me, so I'm always picking people's brains and learning from them, so it's really enjoyable. Ah, there we go, we've just come around this bend, and that's the outskirts of Chester, dead ahead. So we're on the final stretch now. I think you can probably see Sandy Lane down there. You can see some vans on the shore, but it's a long, long way away. But we are nearly home. So here we are, starting to come back into the city. And we are actually, I thought it was here that was Sandy Lane, but it's not. This just seems to be somebody's boat. There's a brand new house being built there. That looks very, very modern, very nice. These are just private boats, look, for these houses up there. How cool would that be? And then as we come around this bend, we should see Sandy Lane down here on the right somewhere. Some of these houses are very, very nice, to say the least. I think some of them are hotels actually, but they are lovely. It would be wonderful living here. Yeah, some of these houses are really lovely. They've got like gardens and then a jetty. A jetty. Oh, this one's just got a boathouse, look. How cool would that be? Look at this. Little garden and a boat, jetty, canoe. You could have all kinds of boats moored here. It would be amazing. Personally, I'd love to have a mooring by the sea or in a river. Probably I'd rather the sea, to be honest with you, but yeah, I imagine you have to pay a little bit for this sort of thing. We're nearly there. This is the yacht club, and I think then we've got a little, oh, in fact I can see my little girls up there. I don't know if you can see there's a little orange life ring, and that's where I think we're going to be getting out. But there's my partner and my little girl waiting dead ahead. You might see them waving. There they are. And this is where we're going to get out. And here we are. There's my little welcoming committee. And we're just going to get out here. There we go, we're home. That was a brilliant day. I really enjoyed that. It was a really good day. We're just going to pack the boat up now and get her home. So thank you very much for watching.